Welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sights, sounds, smells, tastes of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. The whole truth and nothing but my truth. So help me God. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button. And tap the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one single exciting video. What else do I say? Oh, yes. Don't forget to go to the store, www.vinzandri.com, vinzandri.com. For all your thriller needs, you can pick up book 2 of American Crime Story. These are like novellas, and then they'll all be put together in one big book. One friend / fan of mine is actually buying the ebooks, and then he's going to buy the big paperback at the end, which is a cool idea. But you want to know what pays for my Tesla? Tiny little books. Couldn't resist if you have seen that annoying commercial on YouTube. So I'm taking a cue from my buddy Take 2. So I'm taking a cue today from my colleagues, I should say, Harvey Stambro and my buddy Big Philly. Harvey came up with this thing. He's been going back and forth with another author. I'm not going to mention because I don't know him very well. But anyway, and something came up about the neighbors are boring or something like that. I'm not even entirely sure what it was about. I woke up from a nap and I sort of skimmed whatever the writing was, but I immediately came up with a comment about how because Harvey was saying for sure. Harvey was saying you have no idea what goes on in the neighbor's homes, right? And if you're going to write about them, that's what makes it exciting to write about them in a way, because you have no idea. The reality of life is that we have no idea what goes on, even just a foot away, a couple feet away, in the neighbor's place. You don't know what they're doing, what they got stuffed in their freezer, what they're, who knows, what they're planning, who they're talking to on the web, and all the nasty things they could be doing. Anyway, be that as it may, I'm going to continue this thread a little bit. So, what was it? In 2015, I believe it was already. Holy crap, time flies. Anyway, in 2015, I went to Peru. Went to the jungle, went to Machu Picchu, all that sort of stuff. And anyway, I fucked up my left foot. I didn't know it was that fucked up until I actually got back to the States, and it blew up. No, it blew up there. Just as I was leaving the jungle, and it didn't hurt. It just was really swelled, and so they thought a spider bit it, because there's tarantulas all over the place, right? And so, luckily the adventure was just about done, and I was leaving the country in a few days or whatever. Anyway, I get back, and they're like, I go to the hospital, get an X-ray, and they immediately they're like, you got to go have surgery immediately. And so I had comprehensive foot surgery, right? No, it was my right foot, which makes sense because that meant I couldn't drive for 10 weeks because I was in this big cast, and I had a huge pin in my toe because they did a couple other operations as well at the same time. So anyway, I had a hammer toe on top of it, plus a bunion, plus I broke the plate of my foot, which resulted in 4 permanent screws. Okay, got it? Anyway, I was miserable because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't drive anywhere. I couldn't go to my local after writing and all that sort of stuff. So I was homebound. And so I don't know. I just started looking out the window, staring at the neighbors' houses and stuff like that. And, looking for ideas and just, writing prompts and stuff like that. And the next door neighbors just came to mind. Kind of a younger couple, about 10 years younger than my then. Let me get this straight. I didn't make this straight in my comment on Harvey's blog. I called the person I was with my wife, but she wasn't my wife at the time. We had gotten back together as girlfriend and boyfriend, not as husband and wife. So anyway, I was with my girlfriend, with whom we shared a daughter, and I just got this idea for like writing about like the neighbors and the bad, like the stuff that's going on over there that no one would ever believe, and somehow my in-laws got involved as characters, or I just based some characters off them in a way, like there wasn't an exact match or anything like that. But to make a long story longer, the book does really well. It goes straight to like Amazon overall #1. But keep in mind that Thomas and Mercer published it, so they could do that. They could push a book to the #1 spot. And it also was chosen for the Kindle First program, which, and it says here, commemorating 225,000 Kindle First downloads. And you know what I say to that? Big fucking deal. Really. But anyway, a lot of people are reading the book, and I'll never forget it. We were in New York City, and on release day, or release weekend anyway, and like Laura, who was my girlfriend / ex-wife at the time, starts getting calls from people, and they're like, "Have you read Vince's new book yet?" And she's like, "No, I haven't read it yet." And like they start saying like I'm trashing people and whatever, and I really wasn't. But anyway, people recognize themselves in the book, I guess is what I'm gonna try to say. Did I think they would when I was writing it? Was I going out of my way to do something nefarious? No, I was not. That was on end stream. I hope it didn't end it. I always forget to turn on the chat too. No, I wasn't going out of my way to do any such thing. It's just that we all use real characters in our books, and sometimes people recognize themselves, sometimes they don't, or sometimes they imagine themselves. And of course, there's that old adage, be careful, how you treat me, or I'll get you in my next book. So, but that didn't really apply to this one. It's just that I was homebound, and the characters who were involved in my life at that time were all around me, and I would never write about my daughter or Laura, at that time. But it just, so the peripheral people somehow got into this book, and it was a good book, and I had a blast writing it. It took me like 5 weeks or something like that, and they gave me like 30 grand. You can't ask for a better payday than that in terms of advances. That almost doesn't happen anymore at all. But anyway, it wasn't pleasant on the home front after that. That kind of like, the book came out in 2016, and like I made it. It came out like, I want to say like summer of 2016, and by the summer of 2017, I was already like being shown the door. Just wasn't pleasant afterwards. But here's the deal: if your muse is speaking to you and telling you to write something, go ahead and write it. Fuck it. Write it. Don't go out of your way to be a dick to somebody unless they've been a male sex part to you back. But then all bets are off. Go after them. Just don't make it obvious. But if your muse speaks to you and this is the way she wants the book to go, because you're just the conduit writing it all down, they're giving you somebody out there is giving you the story, then go with it. Fuck it. Write it down. And I'm proud of that book. And I would do it again, to be perfectly honest. But it just, this whole thing just got me to thinking about that. I guess, if you're going to write something and it's going to, and if the main setting is actually your house on a certain road and the neighbors look just like the people in the book, and You know, I'm even like writing some conversations that happened between people almost verbatim. Then, you know, people are going to be like, uh-oh. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I hope you're having a great day. And tomorrow, don't forget, I have a guest. I have Robin Catalano, and travel writer. And that will be that. I have to take Mom for her COVID shot tomorrow. And I'm down to about 8 weeks. No, less. No, I'm down to like, what am I down to? I leave December 10th. So I'm down to like 9 weeks, 8.5 weeks before I head back over to Italy already. Wow. I guess I better get some euros, huh? All right. I will catch you guys tomorrow. And ciao, ciao.